Hi, I'm not just saying this because I'm a Canadian citizen of Canada, living, residing, always have within Canada. Um, but that was forced. Someone just turned the TV on. So someone that turns something on by force because they could do that. See, people could actually on television they could take over your television and put in commercials for certain even homes, right? And they could change what the person says by taking out what that person's voice and putting their voice in if it's pre-broadcasted and you're seeing a broadcast later. And that's just almost anyone could do that if they have like a grand or something. Well, anyways, back to the point is I think the landmass known as America or New America, because Canada I think was the last known new name, so I think it might all be called New Canada or Canada, like the continent, right? Because we kept giving new names to purify the whole well, England did. So I think that's a purification by calling it New Canada. But we'll just call it the continent of the New World. And I think legally it might be called New Canada or New America. But I'm not sure. But you got to remember, we're not being told what we should know. So everything that we do is wrong until, someone in a lawyer or a politician or someone of religion actually states the true name of this landmass, the continent known as New America. Like, is it New America or is it the last known? Because we had Confederation in '67, so I think there might be laws of Confederacy, and it doesn't matter whether the whole continent agreed or not. It's a law of protection for all the landmass. So we might actually be called Canada, the landmass, or New Canada. Um, so if someone could find out, that would be great because legally, I could do anything, especially on the internet, and more so, I'm above, basically because of my work, and not because of any association, which you can't guilt by association nor use an equality of. Well, he might be guilty, so we'll use guilty by association equality to guilt, and then find information and then say we didn't do that. Um, but for sure on electronics, yeah, you can't be charged because of that fact. Um, we don't know where we are legally. Um, so anyone could make up any law. So you get a police officer, known, and it's criminal, a cop or a cowper, depending on how bad the criminal officer is, and go anywhere and make up law, make up anything and destroy, pockets here and there, and then all of a sudden take power, and then take power. Like even the FBI might be illegal. No offense, but I'm hoping it's not, but it might be. But I'm only hoping because so far the communism, homosexuality, or forcing the um, what's it called, the orientation of communism as well as the orientation of sexual, even just orientation of sexual, which they train homosexual, pedophile sexual, quadriplegic sexual, disabled sexual, abled sexual. Um, so it's been proven, at least to myself, I know for sure it would end this landmass known as the New World, more so Canada. Um, so scary stuff. I wish the Law Society would put some stuff in, and stuff, especially for 2020. See, legally, I think perfect vision, and that's why it's perfect vision is meant. It's for the people. It's not for government to sell us what we already are and to find out who we are. Because this whole thing might be a scam on professionals saying, well, these people do nothing. Let's scam everything we can, then go back to work. And then we don't have to take care of our children. We don't have to do anything because we'll get them to take care of it while we're at work. And we'll even be able to charge people while we're at work because I feel something. I'll use that instinct of one family who knows themselves better than any family locally, which my parents and their children, one of me, which I am. And you can't use an equality of that because ours is protected. Family is protected, especially the family residence, even if separate or not. It's still a part of the landmass that was purchased by the parents. Whether they're separate or together again, whether they were divorced or not, it's still, not that that matters because they weren't, but the divorce, but it's still a part of that family and that person's right. And it's part of the feudal system of this is mine, and what happens on here is ours. The food is different here. You can't copy it, even though it's the same ingredients. The air on each owned property or even rented property is separate. But the rented property, if with the owned property, is still one and the same. And you can't separate it and saying, well, you're part of this community, or we want you a part of this, or you were a part of this. Because you people, you communities have not charged people with the crimes that is obvious that they even know they should be charged with. So these people are walking with kids, walking by a police officer and saying, well, you card, and since you didn't card me, then I could say, well, the police walked by me. What do you mean it's not my child? And then people will say, oh, and then they'll just start charging people while they're doing pedophilia in public. While they're, not pedophilia, but kidnapping. So really in America, or the landmass, the new world, or Canada anyways, we should card everyone. If we card everyone that's walking with children, and make sure, I'd bring my ID, if you're parents of your children, to prove they're yours. And that's that. It's just, I don't even have children. And my democracy that I wrote for the UN is for me to have child. And I know I can't have child safely because I'd be charged for even thinking of having child in this horrific criminal landmass continent known as the New World. Everyone is a criminal who had a child because there are such obvious laws that makes it unsafe, that their parents are incompetent by having children. And that's legally. They're legally incompetent because society isn't good enough. And that's why I had to do what I had to do, because, society has to, or make a decision and say, no, we're not good enough, and we'll probably kill or rape or kidnap, or rape, another word of a child is pedophile, right? It actually has to be a physical coitus. I don't know if it's coitus. I don't use those. That was disgusting. Anyways, so please, why isn't there someone that could do this? Where's the website? Where on the Canada.gov can we go and find this out? What's the landmass called? Legally. Thank you.